buckle up. All right, here
Right.
we go. There's
I
a
just
lot of
like to hear,
people
like,
that
sorry, go ahead, go ahead.
I know a lot of people taking issue, and they're like, but poor gas cans. If they hot drop people, then that's unsportsmanlike, or
Right.
that's look, dude. They are trying to get to PGC. There are teams that are fighting them
Right.
for their spot. If you want to get to internationals, like, you've got to do what you've got to do. It's not like they're just trolling for no reason. This is trying to, if you put Dignitas in the last chance qualifier, which is, the way Dig is playing is looking like, the best you could hope for. You're not knocking them down to under what, 14th place. That's I think that's like 7 through 14 goes to the last chance qualifier. But anything you can do to kind of make that road more difficult for Dig or for SSG is a positive, is a net positive for you and your hopes of trying to get to international competition. I'm sorry that that's the way it shakes out.
But it is what it
For
is.
your favorite team,
Listen,
or whoever. It's not trolling though.
no.
That's the game.
My dad used to say, quitting while you're ahead is for losers, right? The idea that when you're ahead, when someone's down, you kick them 3 more times so that they never want to push up and catch up again. And that's can play out of their minds. We saw Sharp on the highlight reels this week, and we'll continue to do so. Orion not backing away. They're sticking the crash, and they're coming in.
Yeah, Sharpshot giving that overview, feeding that information over to the rest of the boys, let them know how close they are. But again, you're pushing into the long building, and that is a dangerous thing to do. But Rock will find Sociopath right off the bat. He's got the bullet hose, and every bullet is hitting right now. 2 down for Orion right off the bat.
Accuracy through volume. He's got the cook. He's got the pop. He throws the nade and will probably follow it through the door. Decides not to and backs off to go ahead and get himself the super boost before he does so. Flash is coming out to slow Orion down. Keenan sliding up the outside of the building, decides to go in, checks the hallway. The molly was tossed out to buy a little bit of extra space. Sociopath does go down. Nice play by Keenan with that maul. And now they are not over pushing. I like that Space Station is showing self-control during this process.
Yeah, they're kind of allowed to right now. Fortunately for them, nobody really third-partying this, but the longer they take, the more likely that will be as they are inside circle. Dirty's in. Took a lot of deeps from that first grenade, but was able to get the heal back off. Sharpshot. Trying to see if he can maybe catch out Zydus. Zydus getting knocked pretty low. And now I think it is all about focusing on Dirty's in right now. So SSG getting into the compound itself. Probably the right play. Yeah.
So they've cleared the outside, and now it's just a matter of taking the upstairs. Peek the wrong way. Sharpshot does get Zaytus, though. They missed the man in the smoke. There it is.
He gets the flush. No. That's the last thing you wanted to have happen. Keenan loses him in the smoke. Oldless does go down, and that is Dirty's in, doing him dirty indeed. They will find him, but the damage has been done.
Oh, that was absolutely brutal. I mean, it was a good fight, but again, it just came down to, you saw the way the Space Station Gaming played that. They covered each other's backs. When one peaked low, another watched high. It was just very, very veteran play. Orion tried their best, but ultimately came up with nothing. That circle on your screen right now, no one around. They should be fine.
Yeah, they're slow playing it. They have every right to and every ability to. As now we see SONIQS getting crashed on by Dignitas. 2 already there. The following 2 will make it. It's going to be a hold in the church. Shinboy taking the high ground so far as SONIQS bandage their wounds that they got off the initial crash. And now it's just a reset time, it looks like. All of SONIQS inside, waiting for Dignitas to peek here. Hwinn the one on the out.
Church is under attack as the SONIQS try to hold the altar. Shots come out from Tig, and Dig tried to push in, but Poonage goes down. Honey Badger out as well. Sparking trying to make a play, and Hwinn countering. I mean, there's 1 player left for Dignitas after that exchange, and SONIQS feeling pretty good about that pushback.
That was pretty clean from SONIQS. Dignitas did get the knock on to Tig, almost got Mime as well. Sparking will get Poonage back up, so they do get back up to 2. Actually, Hwinn
was a
lot more removed from this than I initially thought he was. He's actually on the other side of the street here. Tig will get rezzed by Shrimzy. So SONIQS back up to 3 strong, and they've got Dig backed into a corner.
Okay. He didn't want that kill. He just wanted to encourage them to go elsewhere. Wow.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh, dear. And that's how that happens. Eternity in some trouble here as Morans gets knocked by the vehicle, and now Vexel tries to go for the seat swap drive-by, but Wallbang holding strong for the time being. 2 down, but Yabul and Palix still in it. Oh no. SSG actually third-partying this. They're going to find Yabul, Palix, and Jumbi now. All by themselves in here with bodies all around. Looks like Jumbi can probably get this res safely. Never mind, armed burglar. Could be the one to do some damage.
You know, there's good crashes, there's bad crashes. This was like a Black Friday crash. It just was like nobody is excited about with how that went for either of those two teams. It was absolutely brutal. And now SSG, from the distance, you can see him on the map here, is trying to go out for those flushes and just wrapping up after that situation closed itself out. So SSG will continue to play gatekeeper as Wallbang does get most of their players back up. Wolfpack making their way in as well. Looking at the map, Gas Cans has 4 strong in a pretty good spot. For a team that's already got 3 chickens on the board, that's a win. That's a great position for them to be in.
Absolutely. They are just having the best of times on the high ground in Lageria. They do see TSM come in below them. Meanwhile, back in the church, SONIQS and Dignitas still praying at the altar of peace.
Right? Take it went up here. He would sit in the balcony.
Oh dear. Oh, wildcard had to go somewhere. Unfortunately, that somewhere had to be right into the laps of 300. And they will lose everybody. Extreme gets knocked, but should be easily rezzed. And now 300 has complete control over the south side. Spot inside circle, and VSO, uh-oh. They got a clown car right into what? They've left Mafu behind to do a little bit of oversight, and that's going to actually be what saves them there, as Blissey will get forced back away from the window. But that grenade gets on.
Nice bounce!
Right in his lap.
Wow. I think Blissey for a second there suffered with, like, who do I shoot at syndrome, but then he decided the best way to just solve that is throw a grenade and hit everybody. And it works out. So BSO does get knocked down to, I believe, just Mafoso up on the top.
Yeah.
Mafu.
Yeah, they leave Mafu behind to do a little, just to kind of keep them from peeking. And unfortunately, there's not much he can do to keep them from throwing grenades. And there's not much he can do from Patron just taking those shots right in his dome. So what keeps 4 alive? They have a compound on the edge of circle. You can see Adapt in a 2-2 split there as well, and that's going to be helpful with that circle shift.
Yeah, absolutely. The shift is going to come out, and it is going to fall on SONIQS. Hwinn is still across the road, which is actually pretty good for this circle because he can sort of keep an eye on what's coming in, and the SONIQS get to just sit inside of their church. Meanwhile, What is throwing lots of lead after their last fight, which went really well for them. They're here just unleashing on 300. 300 has had such a hard week.
Yeah, it's been rough, man. They had great positioning early, but the circle's just not going their way, and you can see them struggling here a little bit as they will lose Extreme. They do have 3 vehicles still. They'll opt to take 2 of them as they figure out where they want to go. And oh boy, yeah, this is just tough here. Vox gets knocked really low. They do finally get on the road and underway, but now they got to worry about other people taking shots at them. As this might be a crash onto ATC. Oh, they're gonna avoid it. Okay.
Hwinn not letting it get stolen. Guys, I'm at 26, but I gotta finish this thing. And he does. Down it goes. 300 does go down. It actually buys some time for Elusive to try to slide by and do a little bit of a backfill. Sparking finishes off Leda and will go back into hiding as he is solo. And gets a nice little kill toss to him. ATC versus Elusive, neither with much in the way of cover, and both being watched by Hwinn.
Yeah, this is actually a really good spot for Hwinn to be in, as ATC and Elusive both have to be fully focused on each other. You can see Tig has a little bit of an angle over here, but Hwinn could be a huge third party into this fight. Elusive pulling back for now, waiting to kind of time out the ATC throwables for the most part.
JLD is going to keep those smokes up. You can tell they've been taking damage from Hwinn because he's uncomfortably aware of this position, but he
Oh,
wasn't
no.
ready for what just happened as they came up over the top of the hill and caught Elusive off guard. J All Day down and flushed by Blissey, and now Hwinn does have to push forward, and he's not gonna be happy about what being up there.
Yeah, I mean, the likelihood of H1 making this cross or living very long at all is very, very low. But as long as he is alive, he is a problem. He is something that's going to be a distraction for Elusive. It's going to be a problem for what? And actually, it's going to be Keenan that gets the knock on Hwinn. You can see, actually, Hwinn was getting close with that grenade. If he would have gotten close enough to get that thing off, that could have been really bad news for Elusive.
It would have. He still would have died, but he would have made someone's life even more miserable. What? Coming down the hill. Roth sees what. It tries to open fire on them. Lands another good shot, but it's Penta that gets the knock. Roth that gets the steal.
And SSG sending a lot of lead down range as they have kind of vision over all of this stuff going on to the south. And you can see PSM also with a little bit of an angle here. They have to be aware that SSG is in front of them, and they know about gas cans. So now what do you do if you're TSM? Gas cans as well starting to split out a little bit here. They left Gregshot and Nikos to keep an eye on TSM to make sure that they weren't backfilled, but now the time has come for the fight to break out.
A little bit of a long throw, I think. Oh, no, the bounce looked like it might have worked. Throws out some mollies to buy some space. Luke 12 doing a lot of flashes to try to move forward here. Remember, their back is against the blue, so they can't let this be a super drawn-out fight. SSG trying to find somewhere to sit. Sparking, again, just holding this building all by his lonesome and putting in a ton of work.
I mean, Sparking has just been playing Guardian
auger fire.
here. Oh, no, he's got to run through his own fire. Oh, no.
What a way to use it against. And they're like, oh, yeah, you want to fire, like, make us come in this door? Eat a grenade.
That sucks. That's a hell of a hold by Sparking for as long as he had it. But now Roth will take over as the solo snake in the compound just off to the south of SONIQS. Gas cans, for their part, they pulled back. They've pulled back to try to get better position against this push from TSM. And you can see, I mean, there's so many ridge lines here to work with, Toffees.
Yeah.
This thing could take forever to play out, but TSM doesn't have that time.
I think there's a chance they just parallel slide both of them into the circle. I mean, TSM actually can parallel up to, I think, up to that drop that just came in and use it for cover to potentially take the next fight. So neither of them have to force against each other, but it's in, again, gas cans would like to mess with TSM. There's no downside for them at this point.
Yeah, not really. And actually now TSM in vision of what as well. So you can see they're taking shots over at them as ATC has tried to creep up on what. Gas cans, meanwhile, will pull off after getting the initial knock on Luke. He will get flushed, and I actually get the knock onto Purdy, so that might be Gregshot turning around and saying, wait a minute, we've got two of them down. Let's make the push now. Adam coming up from behind as well, and Gascan's getting it together and making this push to try to claim control over the north side.
TSM trying to make this play, and to be honest, 6 different teams have chicken dinners already, so if you can take it to teams like TSM and just keep them from getting one, maybe you can really cause some trouble here. Gas cans looking to go up the hill. TSM just going to crouch on the rock and wait for the gas cans. This is very good on-brand play for TSM. Using nades, using utility to force them on approach trajectories to know where they aren't rather than where they are, and they'll use that to move forward carefully here.
That was really well done by TSM. I mean, you know that these guys know how to use all of their utility in the best possible way. So
here's the pickle.
Laying down that fire, prevent the gas push, but it doesn't stop the gas push entirely. And yeah, you're absolutely right. And like, where do you go now? I mean, you're still in full vision of Blissey and Vixus from what, even though they have to go somewhere soon. They don't have to go anywhere now. And now Adam will find Alo. That'll be the initial push here from gas cans. I think they might be getting the call to pull back from Hikerman, who sees Adapt starting to make the wrap here.
It's a big callback for TSM. It's a huge benefit for them, but the reality is TSM's going to have to go downhill into the SONIQS. They're probably going to get caught there. Gascans knows if they can get rid of Adapt, they can actually come in on this other side of the circle. It's much safer. Like, had Gascans beaten TSM, then they have to go down the hill into SONIQS and possibly lose people on a wide open transition. Come this way, if you beat Adapt, you're in a much better spot to potentially win the game.
Oh, good throwable.
Beautiful.
Hikerman will find the knock on the light show. That's going to open up the door, and actually Adapt just bailing on this. They got to go into their vehicles. They might not make their way into circle as it is. Most likely a better shot at keeping gas cans from the compound if they can get to it. Richie going to take a lot of fire. The trailing two taking a lot of fire as well. Gas cans doing everything they can, but they just can't get the knock.
I can't believe it. I'm shocked that worked.
Well, and here you go. This is your other half. That was the problem.
Right? For some reason, I felt like Nico's like his trigger got swapped with his Q and his E for a minute there. Anyway, Purdy gonna go ahead and open fires. The cans now do open up into the wide open. They got some smokes. Buy some space.
Ooh,
the counter.
Nikos
Off.
Hell of a shot there. Penta, the last one up now for TSM. Just on the edge of circle. He's just laying the fire down into gas cans. Greg shot Hikerman both down. Adapt will lose 2. I think they still have 1 up in the compound. It's going to be retaliative. No way. No shot that they get these reses.
I don't know. I mean, Penta was just rage shooting right there, right? And like he had to stop at some point. They might pull it off. Out comes Adapt, and Shrimzy knocks retaliative. So Gas can now move in here.
They actually do get the res on. I mean, this is brutal stuff for gas cans, but somehow they're staying alive. They're making it work, and they're going to get back up to 4 strong here as SONIQS still hold inside of the church. Roth,
thank you, SSG.
Yeah, Roth being that last snake in the middle, he did flex out just a little bit to see if he could do some damage, but he has since retreated back into his hidey hole, and you can see Tig trying to take shots through the smokes. The smokes, who knows if Greg even has a helmet. I mean, he is just, everybody on that team is essentially 1 shot or 2 shot right now.
And Tig, 6 senses fire. Tosses another smoke down there. Says, all right, guys, stay under cover. The dot is out. Gas is trying to get to it. Nice counter shot there. Nikos and Tig just going back and forth, but time is not on Tig's side. As, you know, he puts the work in, but the Gas got to a better spot in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest problem for SONIQS is that they didn't get any knocks here. Okay, they finally get the trade here, but Mime does go down as Mime trying to go for the high ground. Tig gets spotted out through the gas by Nikos. Hikerman slowly bleeding out. They have to deal with Roth, though, eventually. I think they spotted out Tig. I think they realized that Tig is the last one up, but he does manage to get the heal up. Shrimzy has been spotted out as well. He's gone down. Tig working around. He's no longer in the smoke. He's in the clear. Gonna try to take some shots at shadows. Anything that he can see through that smoke, and there goes Roth. He'll strike. He gets the knock onto Adam, and here comes Tig as he's splash banging his way into the circle.
Roth!
Oh my God, the damage.
Hikerman, but he knocks it down. Nikos finishes him. Now it's a 2v1, but it's TGLTN, baby, as he throws out the flashes and every ounce of utility he's got. Sees the man with the peak, ducks back low. What's he gonna do? He's got no nade to toss in the hole. Comes around the backside, gets another frame. Boom, boom, baby, yeah! TGLTN, unstoppable.
Oh my.
Wow. Big Tig, on fire, unstoppable. In the OCE legend table, he is like not here. He's not here. He's like effing crazy. He's just crazy. Like I don't even know. It's like I can't even with this guy.
He's way up there.
He was on a roof 35 seconds ago, getting headshotted by Nikos. The next thing you know, it's obscene. Plus, like shout out to Roth because he
just ruined their game, man.
Like yeah, hardcore. Roth, you said it though. Roth is an Og. It's the scariest of the Roth.